Hey guys, this is me once again, and I'm back for another Jurassic Park Hasbro figure review. We're going back to 2013 when Jurassic Park turned 20 and taking a look at these Toys R Us exclusive Dino Trackers from the 2013 toy line. That is the Dino Tracker Pteranodon versus Sky Patrol, Tyrannosaurus Rex versus Ground Patrol, and Spinosaurus versus Marine Patrol. These three are definitely nostalgic classics for me, even if I have my obvious gripes with this one, but I will not get too much into that gripe. But I will say that the reason why I'm reviewing this, not only just to take a look back at some of my nostalgic favorite action figures of all time, but to also tie it into the Lost movies. If you still haven't seen those yet, I still recommend checking them out. But of course, this guy here was involved in most of that stuff. So going over the infamous toy line for Jurassic Park, but let's just be real, I love this toy line. Even if I wasn't like too into like certain things about it, well, mainly this dang thing, I'm gonna have to keep getting to it. But seriously, ever since I saw this line of Toys R Us, I was literally blown away because this is the first time, like literally, and after 2005 or 2006, whatever the Jurassic Park Dinosaur Series 3 toy line was sitting around certain shelves in certain stores. But literally at that time in 2013, I was literally happy to see Jurassic Park figures in stores. And these figures were really cool. And yes, I know there are obvious repaints of previous figures. Well, I knew that afterwards anyway. But still, I love these figures. And going into them now, I'm going to stop my nostalgic rambling and just go straight into it. We're going to be taking a look at the package designs of the figures first. So if I can zoom it out so we can get a closer detail. Let's go take a look at Sky Patrol first. I mean, of course, the aesthetic of the packaging, aside from that Dino Tracker's price thing being put in the freaking way of the T-Rex, the iconic T-Rex render, this package design has always been one of my favorites. This is one of the things that's been praised in the 2009 toy line was the package aesthetic. And this is essentially a repackaged variation of the 2009 version, just in 2013. Because, well, the only difference is really just this. Because it's completely different from the actual, like, I will say much better designs from 2009. Because they actually show more better looking renders of the dinosaurs from Jurassic Park other than these. But really some good stuff here. So you got Jurassic Park logo, which is the really cool 2009 logo. Rexy over here looking really fantastic. The forest like aesthetic going around while having a bit of a, I guess you could say the sunset design, but not really sunset, more like sunrise, but looks really cool. Dino Tracker's logo right here with the byline of what the character is. Ages 4+, caution tape part right there. Like, overall, this aesthetic looks really cool. And also, you got the Bull T-Rex as far as I'm concerned, because it looks like the Bull T-Rex. And supposed Jurassic Park 3 Velociraptor. It doesn't even look too much. I mean, the Rex looks more like the Rex from the films it's in. And then the Raptor just looked like they just stole artwork from it. I don't even know what the heck that is, but it looks kind of nice anyway. And then you got the little Bite Is Back logo right here with the Hasbro logo down on the side. And of course the Toys R Us sticker because these were Toys R Us exclusives. And flipping up to the back side, you get a prototype image of what was supposed to be coming out. I mean, this is obviously a repackage of the 2009 variation. So you can see that there's 2009 Billy Brennan right there. And I just wish it was this figure instead. But, well, we already had that in 2009 and I already have it now. So the cool looking fossilized Jurassic Park logo right down there, the little bio, the dinosaurs are back, and the bio of the figure itself alongside, along with some stats of the characters, the Sky Patrol and the Pteranodon. And then you get the other figures on the line, which is the Ground Patrol character and the Marine Patrol character with their respective dinos, Universal logo, the 2010s rendition right now, the recent one, and the Hasbro logo. And then the note to parents about the Jurassic Park films being PG-13, like any kid would ever give a crap. It's dinosaurs, they're gonna go into it. And the same package aesthetic for the rest of them. The only difference is really just the back showing the different figures. So get a brief look at that. Close up. And Marine Patrol variation. And that's basically it for all the packages. I'm gonna go ahead and have a fun time unboxing all three of these. I mean, my goodness. I'm going back to 11 years. Okay, before I get right into the figures, I might as well just go ahead and take a look at the package even closer. And now we can actually see the aesthetic of what it is. It's actually supposed to be the fencing of Jurassic Park, so it basically is Isla Nublar, and it does look pretty cool as far as I'm concerned. I mean, It's an incredible package design. That's all I gotta say. Hasbro really did nail it with the package designs back then, before, you know, kind of flopping a bit with Jurassic World. Well, I don't know. I mean, opinions will vary, but seriously though, I just really love Hasbro stuff from 2001 to 2013. I will never, ever feel like I have a problem with that because I just love it. Anyway, now let's get on to the figures. So we have Forest Hunter General Drake, Dino Diver Carlos, and Dino Glide Billy Grant out of their packages. That's what I'm going to call them. I named two characters right after my characters in my toy movies. But yeah, I really just adored these action figures. Even when I had them previously, of course, they have over time became worn out and loose-legged. But now that I got these new renditions, I'm still quite happy with them because they're just such nostalgic figures. I really, really love these figures. Now, of course, they're repaints and repackaged figures from Jurassic Park 3, but that is all good for me because I love those figures and I don't really care what anybody else says. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at Forest Hunter General first because he's a very simple, basic action figure. Really love his simplicity on his design. I really love the clothing that they got with him. Of course, this is a redone version of 2009's Forest Hunter General, which does have a difference because the camouflage coloring on his clothing in that 2009 version was a lot lighter. It's a bit different in the variation, but you can definitely see that it's obviously the same figure aside from the difference. But I always really liked this design. And yes, this was in my previous toy movie. So now that I have a new version, don't have to worry about loose leg, bullcrap, or discoloration in the arms. It's just, yeah, definitely a nice figure. And it's also really good to have this version again, a much better version, because yeah, this figure is just so appealing to me. I really like the way this figure looks. Just an overall really cool looking figure. I mean, I know most people might not like it, but I do. So it's got scratch marks on his chest alongside scratch marks over here because this guy's been tangoing around with a young little Tyrannosaurus Rex that happens to look like an adult. On the backside, right here, again, really love the way the figure looks. I already kind of briefly went over this figure multiple occasions when it comes to the different variations, like the one from Jurassic Park Dinosaur Series 2, which is actually the one that I love the most. And I will go ahead and compare it right next to it right away. Just gonna go ahead and get it out. This is right here. Really love this figure here because I love the coloration. I mean, this one gives out a way more nostalgic vibe to it. I don't know what the heck is with the colors of the orange, but it just looks so cool. I mean, I love this figure, but I love this one just as much. I mean, I became so dang accustomed and nostalgia written on these figures. I love them. But yeah, I still do not have the Jurassic Park 3 rendition, and someday I will get that alongside the military diver from Jurassic Park 3 just to complete the repacked or repaint quadrilogy or whatever the heck you want to call it of figures. Still need to get the original Alan Grant from Jurassic Park 3 because I only have so many different versions of that character. But enough of my rambling. But yeah, this military general figure, or Forest Hunter General, really cool figure. I don't really care if it's a repaint, but it's just all the more better because it makes it for different variations of this character. So that's it for the figure. And here's his weapon. It's basically a repackaged weapon from Dr. Grant. Don't know why they decided to package this weapon with the Forest Hunter General, but they could have just repackaged his weapon from the previous two waves that he was in, which is Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic Park Dinosaur Series 2, which he had a different kind of weapon that actually fits with them. So I don't know why they had to give him Alan Grant's weapon, but it's a taser, so it works out well for the set. And then he has the T-Rex hatchling, which is a repaint but also repackaged rendition of the Jurassic Park 2009 variation, which I also have. Compare it right here. And there's 2009 variation. There's a big difference right here. And I used to have the other variation of this, but I already like this is a newer rendition. The older one is belonging to my little brother right at the moment. But yeah, there's that's the comparison right there. And we already went over these particular hatchlings. I don't have to go over too much of them again because I already made an entire video on the first versions that I ever owned, which was from Jurassic Park Dinosaurs Series 3. So I already made a video on that. Don't have to go over too much on the hatchlings. So that is it for the Forest Hunter General Drake over here. And I'm going to take a look at the military diver next. Military diver, or just Dino Diver Carlos, as far as I'm going to take a look at him. And I already had this figure too, the other version. So I'm going to go ahead and compare it with the military diver from Jurassic Park Dinosaur Series 2. Again, I actually really like both of them, but I love this one more because I just like the colorations, the orange and green. I mean, the colors on this really feel so good. I mean, I love this one. But 2009, 2013 variation is also a really good one. The colors and the striped patterns on his black diver suit alongside looks so appealing. It just looks so good. And the fact that they made this part black, like all the supposed silver or grayish parts just black, really cool. And he's got a likeness that would seem similar to the military general, but doesn't really matter much on how the likeness looks. And he's also got a bit of a bulked up look as well. He's got some muscles showing because the suit is supposedly skin tight as it should be. And then his weapon, which is basically this tranquilizer dart, as far as I can tell, it must be a tranquilizer dart. It's got that weird design that it has, but it's a very good looking design, like for originality purposes, as far as I can concerned. But the only thing that really sucks about it is, of course, you have to push that dang thing out like that. And I just hit Billy Grant in the background right there. But all the better because, well, we're gonna get to him soon. But yeah, this figure, definitely really like this figure and the coloration on the figure too. So really don't got anything else to say other than it's basically the same figure as previous. It's got some nice detailing everywhere. Just a very nostalgic figure. I like it. And then we got the little Spinosaurus that it comes with. Now, I don't care what you say, the pink actually does look good on this. I think I kind of really grown to like this pink coloration a lot more because, I mean, yes, it could have been a lot better if it's like green. I mean, they have a green version, which I will be going over that one again soon, which I actually did get a new one because the old one doesn't have a spine on it. Yeah, the pink coloration on this is kind of strange to some, but not really strange to me. Oh, I dropped it. Here is the old version, the better version, of course. Just a cool looking figure. The sculpt in general is obviously very nice and well detailed. And yeah, that's all I really got to say about this. I really love the Spinosaurus sculpt here, and this is the different variation. But the paint job on it is obviously different. It's very appealing. Like, that's all I got to really say. I really love the appeal of this pink Spinosaurus. So yeah, I mean, it would have been better if it was blue or yellow or orange, but pink is fine. Anyway, go ahead and put that right there. And let's go ahead and take a look at the bane of my existence. I mean, a pretty okay figure. Okay, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna just stop beating around the bush. This is the Dino Glide Billy Grant. I'm just gonna keep calling him that for now on. It's Billy Grant. And I'm just gonna leave the glider on him just for focus purposes. But yeah, basically a Kit Bash figure. And I ranted previously on this on why in the ever-loving heck would Hasbro do this. But I guess they need to create a more generic rendition of a character so that it could sell better with like the little dino packages or whatever the heck it goes. I don't even know really, but this is essentially Dr. Alan Grant with a shrinked body type of Billy Brennan. I mean, his head is obviously a bit bigger than the rest of the body as far as I'm concerned, a tiny bit bigger. So it just looks a little awkward. So he just has an Alan Grant head and all that, but it's a nostalgic figure and it's been in most of my old, it's been in most of my old toy movies from 2013. Well, just before I hit on YouTube, and this really, yeah, it did show up on Rampage, but that figure was raggedy at that time. All I gotta say about this figure is that it's just definitely my least favorite of the three, mainly because it's just a Kit Bash, and I was disappointed because, you know, we have a better figure right here. The OG himself, Billy Brennan with red hair. Like, now you can see the difference in person. You get to see the two. It just definitely looks like they could just be teaming up as like glider buddies. But then again, it's so weird to see that it's an Alan Grant head. And if they really wanted to, they could have just used something else that would have worked better or painted a new head sculpt. But they decided to go with Dr. Grant. Don't know why, but it is what it is. And speaking of Dr. Grant, let's go ahead and take a look at my Desert Tracker Alan Grant figure right alongside. You can see the head sculpt is obviously very similar. The only difference is it's a darker color hair, which I named this character Jerry Harding in my own toy movies. Well, I only did it because Anthony Torres did it. That's what I did it anyway. But yeah, this figure, that was my least favorite, but it's nostalgic, and I would kind of consider this figure my guilty pleasure at this point. Let's go ahead and take the glider off and take a look at it. The glider is basically the exact same. The only difference is that the colors are slightly dimmed down compared to the original version. So, really nothing special about the glider, but it is a pretty nice glider. and the figure stuff without the glider. Just, yeah, it's so good to have it again, but it's also weird to have it again because it's just the exact same figure with a different head. It just doesn't fit with them, but whatever. So, go ahead and put that back together. Okay, now you can stand. Here is the Pteranodon, which is a repaint. Okay, you stay down. Is a repaint of the original Jurassic Park 3 rendition. I'm not sure if this got repainted again in some way. Probably just the only one that came out after the JP3 version that came with the original Billy Brennan. You can see the detailing on the figure is pretty nice. Got the JP logo conjoined right there. Iconic. And you got the striations and details and the stretches of the wings and the overall body sculpt right there. And the stripe patterns. Overall, very nice. You know what they could have done for this 2009 or 2013 toy line? They could have just repainted and repackaged a Reactech Pteranodon in this paint scheme. Would have been really cool. They did that. But we don't have that. So, yeah. But this is a really nice Pteranodon hatchling. I really like it. I don't have the original version. I kind of wish I did. But this one is just nostalgic to me. So, I really like this one. But since I don't have the one from 2009, it's going to go straight to Billy Brennan from 2009 instead of the one from 2013 because I don't really think it fits. I don't think it really deserves it. I'm trying to put it on him. There we go. This Pteranodon can clamp on to the arm of Billy Brennan as the gimmick is supposed to work, just like the bigger Pteranodon that came with Eric Kirby. And there's also, I took the look at that one in my Velociraptor Tiger video from 2022. And the Jurassic Park Dinosaur Series 3 Pteranodon that I already just looked at. Very nice that it holds onto the figure like that. That's all I gotta really say about that. I didn't put it on the other one because I just like this figure too much. And just for fun, here's all 4 different renditions of the Dino Glide Billy Brennan figure. And only one of them is not even Billy Brennan. It's Billy Grant or Alan Brennan, whatever the heck you want to call it. But yeah. I still really like this Billy Brennan figure. Well, these 3, not this one. I mean, this one's okay. I mean, it's just guilty pleasure territory. I definitely do adore the figure in its own way, but it's definitely still my least favorite figure because, god dang it, Hasbro, how could you do Billy this dirty? Give him... It's just... That's the definitive one right here. Come on now. You could just stick with that one. But, yeah, it is what it is, like I said. Actually, you want to know what they could have just done? They could have used Paul Kirby's head. I wouldn't even care less. Just use Paul Kirby's head and it would have fit better. I mean, the neck would have been a little bit longer, but they could have just used Paul Kirby's head. Why couldn't they just do that? Alrighty, so that's going to be it for the Jurassic Park 2013 Dino Trackers from, well, the 20th anniversary release figure sets of Jurassic Park 2009 rendition. I don't know what the heck you want to call it, but it's Jurassic Park 2013. Also, sorry for Billy Brennan falling over in the background. But yeah, these figures are very nostalgic. And also I decided to have Dino Growlers fight up against Billy Grant over here because, again, I just really do think that figure is just weird to have, but it's still fun. And yeah, overall, good set of figures. Aside from my big gripes about that figure, it's just, I really like these figures. I can't really argue anything else because, again, I mean, they were the only things they had at that time, and, or at least relatively available at the time at Toys R Us, and it was just exciting going back and forth to that store, just picking up most of those figures and the Dino Battlers alongside, which I will be doing a video on someday soon when I have to get the other replacement variations in the mail, and I'll be taking a look at those figures again someday. And maybe someday I will revisit the Dino Growlers to see my updated opinions on them, but they might be just the same overall, but I'll be doing the video for fun because I don't care. I love these figures. Anyways, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will be seeing you guys later. And please still watch the Lost movies. I mean, it's just so funny.